back again with another video. Let's get into it. So today, like you saw by the title, we are going to be making a prayer board. So firstly, let's just get into a bit of like, what is a prayer board? A prayer board is basically a visual representation you can make. You can make it physically, like what I'm going to be doing, or you can make it like on your phone, or like you can create and make it. You can make it like your wallpaper and things like that. So a prayer board is like similar to a vision board. This is where you write down and put in your prayers on your board, so that these are the things that you're going to be praying for, let's say throughout the year, because usually when people make it, they make it like for the year, just the same thing, same concept of like making like a vision board. The difference with between a prayer board and a vision board is that a vision board is mainly based on, like, from my understanding, it's mainly based off like manifestation and all these things that you want, right? Isn't it? You create like a visual representation with pictures, images of what you want. Whereas a prayer board is mainly centered on prayer. Yes, you're going to write down all the things that you want, right, and things like that. But then, in order for it to work, yes, you can try to manifest it, but it's mainly based off prayer. You are working for it through prayer and also actually working for it, right? You can't just put it there and expect it that it's going to happen because you created a prayer board. No, it will not. I am trying to work on my faith journey, because I will admit I am a lukewarm Christian, and I'm trying to get out of the lukewarm Christian, get to the warm, get to the hot type of Christian. You understand? So part of it is trying to grow and become very intentional about my faith and prayer and my relationship with God, really. So because of that, one of the things I'm going to be making to start it off really is a prayer board. So yes, let's get into it. So the things that you're going to need are manila, or like a canvas, bond paper to make the envelopes, or you can just buy envelopes, markers, a glue stick or any type of glue, a pen, a pencil, and a ruler. So for our prayer board, obviously it can look, one prayer board differs from the others. Some you can add pictures, and some you can just put in like your prayers, plan them out, and others would like them to be more secret, because when it comes to your prayer board, you're going to put it like at a place that you see every day, whether, let's say, that is like by your door in your room, or like by a wall that you might face in your room, anywhere where you know that you will see it every day, and you're reminding yourself that this exists. Because most of the times, let's not lie, we can be with him, but sometimes because we don't understand the reason why he does some of the things he does, we start to neglect him. So because of that, we are wanting and needs all the help that we can get, because at the end of the day, I'm just a girl. So you already saw the things that you need, right? So your envelope, right? So with the type of prayer board I'm making is going to have envelopes. You can decide to just stick your prayer plain there and put it there, but mine, I'm going to be having envelopes like one that I have here. So you can see my envelope is a bit different. This is a DIY envelope. You can simply buy envelopes from literally anywhere, like any stationery shop. You can buy envelopes if you are not in the mood of making an envelope. And obviously mine, the way I made it, is different from any other regular envelope. You can make it any way you want. You are the creative. You decide how you want to create it. So for those that would like to make an envelope that looks like mine, let me show you a little tutorial. So you get your nice little bond paper, or whatever paper that is that you want to use. You might want to use colored paper or any other paper. That is totally okay. So we start with our bond paper here, and then we make a triangle. Try and make it as equal as possible. Press it down, and then we pull this from the corner and make a triangle here again. So it now looks like this at this stage. So I'm going to put it in this direction, and then I turn it over. And when I turn it over here, you can see it's already forming like an envelope shape that we want. But because I'd made some earlier, I want them to be around the same size. So I just want to check that. Yeah, I think these are about the same size. So then I fold it. You can fold it at the position which you like, but make sure you leave a flap here, because that flap will allow for these items, this item that you see. So it has to be like a good size, one that fits your this part of your envelope. And then we fold it like this. Then we bring this little flap here, you see what we mean, and then we flatten it here. But you can see that it doesn't look like this one, right? So then here, that's when we pull it here, open here this corner, and then pull it in there. Then you just flatten it out a bit, and there we have it, our envelope. It's now just like this one. So now we've made our envelope. So let me bring out my envelope. So in total you have 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. No, this is 4, 5, 6. I can't count. I have 6 envelopes in total, right? So the number of envelopes you have depends up to you, because you can have different categories. I want to have 6 categories. Well, technically I want to have 5 categories. I want to have one for relationships, that includes like family, that's like family type of relationships, and friendships, and all those different kind of relationships. And then I want to have one for self-growth. That's where I also involve my faith as well in there. And then I want to have one for finance, and then I want to have one for academics, and then the 6th one that I want to have is for answered prayers. So you have like a section for answered prayers. So as you are going throughout the year with your prayer board, the prayers that you realize now these prayers have been answered, you simply remove them from whichever envelope that they were in, and you put it in the answered one. So because of that, so I just want to label them real quickly. So because of that, so yeah, when it comes to the envelope, you can decide to put your items. You can either put them in here, like your prayers, you can put them in here, or you can put them at the back here, as you can see. But that means you'd have to like seal the bottom. You could put sellotape at the bottom that will allow you to put it back there. But me, I'm not going to go through all that hassle. Or actually, rather, you can put them here, not in the middle one, but there's this middle one, and there's this one. That way you don't have to go through trying to put sellotape like I was talking about. So you can put your prayers here. That way, when a person, let's say they are to look at your vision board, they won't actually see the prayers like that you put, even if they try to find them, because they'll be behind here. Or you can simply put your prayers like inside, like I had mentioned earlier in here. So people can have their various categories that they would like. You can separate them, you can do all that. Like I said earlier, you can have pictures and stuff. So me, I printed this one out. Initially I wanted to have a bunch of pictures, but then I thought it would be just too busy now. So I just printed this picture, but the printer, I don't know if it's the ink or something, it didn't print it properly, but I'm going to put it there still. It says to a successful year ahead. And this is a wine glass. It's like cheers to a successful year ahead. And then here I wrote board, and then prayer, because at the top, or it's upside down here, prayer. At the top I'm going to put prayer board. And then these right here are some Bible verses that I put. So for each like category, there's a Bible verse that I'm going to put for it. So like I said, firstly, so here you can decorate it anyhow you want. So me, I'm simply going to start by writing what that category is so that I'll be able to remember what I'm supposed to put in there. You get it? I'm trying to figure out which best way should I put it. This way or this way? Which looks better on the board? I'm going to put it this way, so I'm going to write it down. So I'm going to start with the one for, I'm just going to use a pen for this. I'm going to start with one for growth. I'm going to write self-growth, or should I just write growth? I'm just simply going to write growth. Them in one color. So this one I'm going to academics, I'm going to do it in green. I just start. Let me show you guys. This is the vision board. This is the prayer board. So on the envelopes here, I stuck the side that doesn't have the opening so that you'll be able to put your prayers in there, unless you're choosing to put your prayers in here. So for here, so it's mainly stuck one side. You see there's an opening here, and I can easily put your prayers. So I realized as I was sticking halfway through that this manila is too big. I should have cut it in half because it's not that many things that I was putting there. So initially I was thinking of decorating it to fill up the empty space, but I'm going to leave it like that because at the end of the day it's not for aesthetic. It's for actually working on what this is for, the whole purpose of this. So of course people have different motivators. Some people will prefer it being more prettier, and that's okay. You definitely do that. Of course I want mine to be more prettier, but I'm also not an artistic person, if I'm being honest. And also I feel like if I'd made it smaller it would have been easier because there would be less space that I'd have to work with, but this is just too much. Initially I wanted to put this cross here, but then I started with sticking the envelopes before I put the cross. So that's the reason it's there. But like it says, cheers, well, cheers to a successful year ahead. So cheers to your 2024, guys. I hope it brings you love, joy and light. So this is my vision. So this is my prayer board. I hope you all love it, even though it's very simple, it's very basic, but it's for the concept. Of course you can make it smaller, or you can put one in your phone instead of making a physical copy like I did. Like you can use Canva or CapCut or VN. There's so many like applications that you can use. So that is all for how to make a prayer board. Let's get into the chit chat, because we haven't talked to each other in 2025, have we? VM squad, how's your new year, new me? Well, this prayer board is going to have prayers talking about my new me, because we all know we need a re-intervention time and time again. Even though, let's be honest, my new year's resolutions can change culture. My one, but no second to get a prayer board,